My doctor is talking to someone right next door to me, so I'm gonna mute this so we don't be in somebody's business.
Be careful with that, but we gotta put you in the right place and
Doctor's
kind of
talking to someone
do
else,
our
so
best.
I don't want to.
Yeah, got it.
Give me a second.
We'll be over in a second.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
How you doing?
Sounds good. Good. How are you? Good. But we'll make some adjustments right now. Okay. Yeah. Of course. You too. Let us know if you need anything. Let us know if you need anything during the day. We're here. And I'll come check in on your pain a little later.
Thank you so much. Very, very nice. You guys are very nice.
And you still having bowel movements or still not?
Yes.
You are. How many times a day you think?
Twice.
Twice. Got it. Cool.
Waiting to talk to the doctor. He's finishing up with my neighbor, Rumi. What's up, everybody? I just finished talking to the heart doctor. I almost said the heart doctor, and she's happy.
And then like his last
Hey, I'm not trying to be a jerk. Can you lower that just a smidge?
Who you talking to?
You, my friend.
What do you need?
Can you lower the phone just a smidge? I'm having a hard time hearing what I'm listening to real. Thank you.
Okay, good.
How are you?
Hello. Okay. Do you mind if I open this?
No, please. I insist.
Hi.
What's up, gentlemen? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
My favorite faculty, doctors and stuff.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling much better.
What?
I'm off of the
I
oxygen,
know.
and I don't see any readings here, but it was up to like 96, 97. So
I gotta
I-
check the thing up front, but
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
why that thing's not showing, but usually it just records and sends it out front anyways. And,
Okay.
96, 97.
96, 97 for the last, all day for the most part.
Even when you walk to the bathroom, because
E-
remember that was the kind of it goes down a little bit.
Right, right, right. But I don't think I had that problem today.
Okay, good.
I went to the bathroom, came back, hooked up, and I looked up, and I was in the 90s.
You talked to the heart team yesterday?
I talked to the heart team today. Yesterday I did as well, but I was not really sure. But she kind of helped me a little bit today.
Yeah. Okay.
She was saying how she's gonna take me off of a medicine for the blood pressure medicine and give me a new medicine that's gonna concentrate on the heart.
Yeah. So you had a couple blood pressure medicines, the hydralazine. You had a couple blood pressure medicines. They're good for blood pressure, but they don't do that much for the heart. And then there are some other medicines that can help the heart a little bit more, but you got to watch the kidneys when you start those medicines. So a lot of it is kind of playing around with which one you can trial, because all of them affect the blood pressure. So you don't want the blood pressure to go down too fast, and so you can start one of the medicines, but then you have to decrease another medicine. So it's kind of a balance.
Right.
Good. So you said the heart doc stopped by today. Did she talk to you?
Yeah, she was just here like 15 minutes ago.
Even better.
All right, all
So
right.
she'll probably talk to us in a little bit. We're
All
probably
right, good.
Just passing in the night.
Right.
What'd she tell you about the water in the body?
She said I'm doing great. She looked at my feet. She liked the way the ankles looked and my legs look. They're looking really much slimmer.
Better.
And then they don't have that elasticity that they were having, the pillowy, when you press them and all that. So she was happy about that.
Good. And then did she tell you whether or not because remember our conversation yesterday about water in the legs, water in the lungs, water in the butt, in the belly,
Yeah.
right? And then we said when we get water in the belly, we got to be able to absorb pills. When our gut is soggy, it might not absorb pills so well.
Right.
So did she kind of I'll talk to her, but did she give you a sense of whether or not she felt like like the water in the belly is good, so that
No,
you could
she
try a pill, or
was
she still
here
thinks
2
you need-
minutes. She was here 2 minutes. She wasn't. She doesn't spend the 10, 20 minutes like you do.
So let me talk to her then, because the question then becomes, legs are getting better, good.
Right.
Lungs are getting better, good.
All right.
But the gut, is it good enough to take a pill instead of the IV medicine? And that's really the distinguishing factor. If it's good enough to take a pill, yeah, you can do that at home. You don't need to do that here.
Right.
If there's probably still a little too much water in the gut, then it's still a little bit of IV. But it's really, it's hard to tell. It is very hard to tell. But it's something that I'm just going to chat with her about, because I remember from yesterday. If you can go home, you love to go home type of situation.
Of course.
I know. But, and then remember we said, well, the obstructive sleep apnea, we can point you in the right direction, try to do an expedited follow-up and all that stuff. But, I mean, that aspect is kind of settled. We'll make sure that you have a good referral for that one.
Okay.
But the water in these meds, because realistically, it's going to be a handful of new meds, right? These meds are going to try to keep the water off of you. They're going to try to make your heart a little stronger, a little better. And
Right.
then you told me that you're going to do better with kind of, dieting a little bit. And
Yeah.
and so, all right.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna drop the weight.
Because that can also.
I know how to do it. I just haven't done it
Yeah,
the way I know. All the information is out there. And I used to be a serious athlete back in the day. So
What'd you play?
I was a bike rider.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so I was into bike riding, and I also boxed,
That's awesome.
which was really the hardest work you can ever do.
I
you
believe
know,
it, man.
so
I
I
believe
did boxing from 14 to 19,
Yeah.
and then I rode bike and stuff like that for up into I did that for like 15, 20 years.
That's awesome, man. That's
So
awesome.
this
maybe just get back into one of the hobbies, one of the things.
Yeah.
They'll get back slowly. We don't want you to push yourself too hard in one go. But
Right.
yeah, slow and steady.
And I just bought a new bike last summer that I didn't even use.
Oh, right now,
So now it's-
outside's a little.
Yeah,
there's a little bit of snow.
yeah,
You don't
yeah.
want to use it right now. It's like
Yeah.
20 degrees. But anyways,
So a new bike will, that my new bike will definitely come into play.
Got it.
So,
Got it.
so what are we thinking? We just experimenting with what? Always we trying to see if my gut
Yes.
will take the pill.
Yeah, basically, I gotta take a listen to your lungs. Your tests from this morning still aren't back. Your blood tests, and so
Okay.
that will tell me a little bit about how your kidneys are doing with the water medicines and everything. And it's less of experimenting. It's more of, well, yeah, I guess you can use the word experimenting. I know what is going to work for you. It's just about kind of how your all of these medicines are good for the heart. They also make your blood pressure a little bit lower. Your blood pressure is high, if anything, so low should be better.
Yeah, like today, yesterday it went down to 148,
okay.
and then it's back up to
Yeah,
172.
I know. It just fluctuates. It fluctuates.
All right.
It depends on how you ate, how you drank, and all these other things. Those things will fluctuate.
All right.
But do I know how each person's blood pressure will drop with each med? No, I know on average, but each person's different, right? So that being said, if I'm just adjusting blood pressure medicine, no, you don't need to stay up in a hospital for that. It's really just whether your blood test, whether your kidneys are tolerating it, and then whether or not your gut can actually absorb pills. That's the biggest thing. Because if our gut can't absorb pills, no matter what I give you at home, it's not going to work.
Okay.
Because it can't digest the pills. That's the situation.
I never even heard of anything like that.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it's
bizarre.
called gut edema, actually. Edema is just water, fancy word
Right.
for water, gut water. And if you have water in the legs, water in the lungs, you probably have water in the gut. That's what we usually say. All right, let me take a quick listen. Couple big breaths in and out. Not bad. Honestly, your oxygen is not bad, and you do feel better, right?
I feel great.
All right, let me talk to the heart doc. Your legs are less tense. You're definitely right. Less tense.
Less tense. Yeah.
They're still big, but less tense. And then you see, remember yesterday we said the breathing exercises, right?
Right.
Before you turned around, it was like 90, 91. You did some breathing exercises, 95 now. So
Okay, so the breathing exercises are good. Yeah, keep on like.
look, 96, and it's literally just because remember I said parts of your lungs are fall asleep, they get lazy. You woke up your lungs, 95, 96, great. But they're good. They're good. But let me chat with your heart doctor, anyways. And then if we can switch it to pills, great. We switch it to pills, and then you promise that you're gonna follow up in about a week or so.
Of course.
I know you will. I know
I
you
will. I
Then
totally.
then I can send meds to a pharmacy, and our case manager can confirm it. But first things first, let me double check with the heart doc. Okay.
Thank you.
Cool.
All right, y'all.
You all right, puppy?
So you all know as much as I know now. 2026 transparency, exactly. Let me show you what I see. So my lungs are at 97%. And that was just from those exercises that I just did that I will be doing throughout the day. Something that I have to admit I did not do as much yesterday. The breathing in like that. But I will be doing that all day today. I am no longer putting those things in my nose as far as the oxygen. I took them off last night.
All right. Well,
So this is the oxygen tube. And I took these off last night because this nose here started to get so dry. When I blew my nose, it was like bloody. Ugh. So I added some oil from, LJ. She brings me a salad. Every day she's been bringing me a beet salad. And this is the olive oil that I'm using for it. It's actually avocado oil. So I took a Q-tip, a little bit of avocado oil, and I ran it up there in the nose to stop that dryness that the oxygen gives. So last night I wound up just taking it off. I was like, you know what? I looked at my numbers. I was at 94, 95. I kept getting up last night. It was crazy because that sleep apnea, this thing just, once you go under 80, like 85, 87, it starts to beep, 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 to alert the nurses. And I just kept getting up and pressing the button on the screen to clear it. And finally, I was just like, one of the one of the nurses, he came by, and I was like, yo, I said, what's going on with this thing? BB said, yo, it's your sleep apnea. I said, oh, okay. So what I was doing was, every time I would hear the alarm get ready to beep, I would take this hand and raise it up very, very high. And I would, like, instead of pressing the button to stop the beeping, I would wave my arm like this in a circle, and the thing would actually stop beeping. So I had like a little system. When I fell asleep and the sleep apnea kicked in, and I can hear the alarm about to go off, I would just raise my hand in my sleep, and I would wave my hand like that. So I had a little system going last night because that thing is so loud. It's just, then I don't want to disturb my neighbor and all that kind of stuff with that beeping. It's just crazy. So, what else? What else? It looks like they're in no rush to get me out of here, and I'm in a rush to get out of here. I mean, I've been away from my family and my kids. It feels weird being in a hospital. I'm not used to that at all, in any way, shape, or form. Am I used to being in a hospital? So, uh, you heard the doctor. He's gonna talk to this lady. Look, I'm at 93, 94%. Still at 93. It is what it is. Could probably see it if I did this. See, we're looking at oh, there goes 94. That's 95. So I'm doing good. My lungs are doing good. My retention of water has diminished tremendously. My legs, look, let me show you. I showed you yesterday. I'm gonna show today. See what you think. I wish I had more lighting here. Here, let me turn on the light. These are my ankles. Comparative to yesterday. See, they're still got some. I'm a 350-pound man, so you're not gonna have the smallest foot, but it's much better than yesterday. And look, I got this thing on the floor. I won't be using that again. So these are my ankles. Much better than yesterday. So they're looking to make sure that the water retention, it goes away. So for as large as my ankles are, this is better. You know, this is like half from when I walked in here. And you know, I gotta I gotta lose the water, like the guy said. He doesn't want me to be where I have water in the gut, so much so that I'm not absorbing the pills. This is obesity, y'all. This is what it looks like. This is what obesity, this is what not working out, this is what um is it laziness? This laziness. It's this complacency. It's this being it's this freedom. The argument could be made that sometimes a little bit more control in oneself, and maybe even having uh, some higher expectations pushed upon you by the people in your life. Maybe that is a good thing as well. You know, you see these men that are like, I have this client of mine in Jersey, and he has a very attractive wife who's maybe a size 6, and he's a military guy, a little bit. I don't see him as overweight, but the way he makes it seem is like he had a he had a little candy bar in his car, and he was showing me his car, and he saw the candy bar wrapper, and he picked it up. He was like, I don't want. He didn't want his wife to see that candy bar because she would have been on his ass about eating candy and not paying attention to his weight, because in her mind she needed him a lot more fit. And I remember thinking, like, I'm glad I don't got that. I don't want a woman telling me what I can eat and not eat, and putting me under pressure where I'm like. But you know, his attitude was happy wife, happy life. He came across with the happy wife, happy life aspects of it. You know, he was um, like it was a mantra, so to speak, for him. It was some sort of like, it was more of a joke than a reality, but it was also a reality. And maybe that's not the worst thing in the world, to have a spouse that's making sure that you're not letting yourself go. You know, maybe I was wrong for kind of like, did I judge him? Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did judge him a little bit for having to be so fearful of a little candy wrapper. But she doesn't want a fat husband. And she was going to make sure that man didn't have that extra sugar. And maybe if she wasn't in his life, he would be sitting in a hospital room wondering if a pill can absorb in his gut. Freedom. It's an interesting concept. Are you free to let yourself go? And then who should regulate that freedom? Who should police that freedom? It's a great argument. It's definitely a great argument. It's a great discussion. Well, I've been here since, well, not here, but I walked into the ER at 3 a.m. Friday morning. It is now Monday. And I would like to never have to go through this again. I would like to get back to the disciplined man that I know that I can be, that I lived my life being for so long. And I will make the adjustments for myself and my family so I can be a better dad, I can be a better husband, better friend, so I can be a better lover to my wife. And this gaining this weight has not pushed me in a positive, by no means. So I look forward to this next move that I'm gonna make, where I'm strengthening my heart, strengthening my lungs, strengthening my mind and spirit, because we're here for such a short period of time. This can't be the end. And if it's not the end, let's not have it where I'm suffering, I'm in pain, I'm not moving properly. Let's not do that. I gotta love myself a little more. I gotta love myself a little bit more. I gotta be true to myself. Because then what was it all for? You know? What was it all for? Mental illness? Because that's obviously what it must be. We know what we're doing to ourselves, and we still do it. This is my 2026 transparency tour, and my health is part of that. And I thank you and I appreciate you. And if you've gotten any value out of this, the Cash App is $ Elvis Rosenberg. One word. The E is capitalized and the R is capitalized. So it's capital ELVIS and then capital R in the Rosenberg. And I love you. And that's a fact. Let's never get that mistaken or twisted in any way, shape, or form. I'm only pressing the record button because of the love that I truly have for you out there. Yes, you, I'm talking to you. And you know who you are. And if you don't, I'm here to tell you it's you. You can also hit the Venmo at at Elvis-Rosenberg. That's Elvis-Rosenberg. E is capitalized and R is capitalized. And there's a dash in the middle. You are appreciated. And someone asked, and what hospital? This is NYU in Brooklyn. Bum backlot. Wait, Bumbleclot. Bumbleclot X1s. I'm in NYU Hospital in Brooklyn. Don't forget to double tap the screen. Are you going home today? I don't know. I would love to go home today. What are you from? That's Mun. That's somebody from probably India. Mun. I'm from New York City, Brooklyn, New York. Edema Estates. You are awesome, chef. Most of us would never have the balls to stream live in the hospital. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you for the praise. Avocado oil inside, yes. Your realness is unmatched. Wow, so much praise. Get well, Elvis. Thank you, Redface. How are you? Choho. Hello to you as well. Sounds very Asian. Yes, sir. The ankles look less swollen today. All right. All right. Thank you for putting the Cash App in the chat. And then the Venmo is supposed to be at in the front of the Elvis. Somebody put your. That's Madison Rosenberg. I love you. I love you as well. Maddie Waddy. Aw, so super cute. And then Crumble is one of my mods, T. Riddler, I believe. You're courageous, man. I appreciate that. I don't feel courageous, but the praise is feels great, feels good, and I love y'all. It's okay to share. You can always share this with your social media. You can put this on your Facebook. You can put this on your X. You can put this on your Rumble. You can put this on your YouTube page as far as like post. Even if you don't have any content, you can add this to your YouTube. You don't have to directly just like send this to one particular person. You can actually just put this on your Facebook as part of your stories, maybe, or your news feed. You can do all those kind of things. I think there's a hype button now. You can hype the video if you want it. There's a few things you can do. And you are appreciated, you know. If you look at my about section, started off the channel saying that this was going to be some sort of daily podcast that talks about a man and his journey to lose weight. So not much has changed in the last 6 years. Thank you, and I mean that. Thank you for the kind words and for just being present with me, and I'm not alone.